During the 1770s and 1780s, Britain was overwhelmed with a massive amount of crime due to poverty, unemployment, and horrible living conditions. The strict law gave harsh punishments and sentenced many people to prison, which led to an increase in prisoners. As a result, prisons were severely overcrowded, and convicts had to be housed in old ships where many died from diseases. The government had to come up with a solution to house prisoners, so they decided to ship prisoners against their will to a colony in a distant land. As James Cook had discovered Australia in 1770 years before, the British government decided that this would be the best place to establish a British colony. Captain Arthur Phillip was the first commander of the fleet, leading the way. 11 ships of the First Fleet were set to depart Britain on the 13th of May, 1787. The voyage would be 25,588 kilometres and take over 8 months across many oceans and countries, all to journey to Australia. There were 1,530 people travelling, including 775 of them being convicts. This was the most challenging voyage ever, crossing many oceans and people becoming unwell with scurvy, flux, and fever. On the 13th of May, the First Fleet leaves Portsmouth in England, and on the 3rd of June they arrived at Santa Cruz in Tenerife to stock up on fresh water, vegetables, and meat. This is the bay in Tenerife and what it might have looked like in 1787, and this is what it looks like today. The First Fleet stayed there for a week and stocked up until they began their journey again. On the 10th of June, the First Fleet set sail through the tropics, and the ships became infested with rats, bedbugs and lice, cockroaches and fleas. With the hot, humid weather, water is rationed to 3 pints a day. The tropical rainstorms keeps convicts below deck, creating an overpowering smell. Many convicts get sick and die. On the 5th of August, the First Fleet reaches Rio de Janeiro and stays for a month. The ships are cleaned and repaired. Fresh water and food is taken on board. This is a collection of postage stamps that were recreated to celebrate Australia's First Fleet and gives us an idea of what Rio de Janeiro might have looked like in 1787. This is what Rio de Janeiro may have looked like in 1787, and this is how it looks today. On the 4th of September, the First Fleet leaves Rio de Janeiro and sets for Cape Town in Africa. This is the last port of call before Australia, so they stock up on plants, seeds and livestock. They take on board 2 bulls, 3 mares, 44 sheep, 32 pigs, 4 goats and a large quantity of poultry. And this is Cape Town today. In November, the ships set sail for Australia. However, they are faced with challenging conditions with open oceans. After 252 days, the ships finally reach Botany Bay. All 11 ships arrived safely, and only 48 people were lost during the journey. This is Sandy Beach in New South Wales in 1788, and this is it today. And that is the journey of the First Fleet, from Portsmouth to Tenerife, to Rio de Janeiro, Cape Town, and finally Australia.